Hello, everybody. How are you doing today? My name is Tony Rizano, and this is another episode of the world famous, the University Love, the best podcast in 1, 2, 3 galaxies. But ladies and gentlemen, you and I, we just call this shindig online marketing moves. And we are coming to you live today. Ladies and gentlemen, today we are going to talk about something quickly, but we're going to talk about something very important. That is called, ladies and gentlemen, when you make a mistake, own up to that mistake and move on from that mistake. A lot of times, the main reason why we get in trouble in life is sometimes we make a mistake, but you keep trying and trying and trying to correct this mistake. And sometimes it's better just to move on from said mistake. Have you ever been in a relationship that you know you have no business being in, and you're just like, I'm going to keep trying and trying to make this work? Leave that relationship. You know, most of the time when you get a certain age, once you get above the age of, I'll say 28, 27, 28, sometimes 25 for you mature people. But most of the time, once you get above that age, you pretty much know who you like to be with and who you don't want to be with. You know, when you're 18, 19, 20, 21, sometimes, a lot of the times, some of us think below our pants, and so we make bad decisions. But once you get a certain age, it's like, all right, I can't let the sex be the judge, the jury, and the execution of said relationship. You have to think about, hey, will this person work with me? Do I want to have kids with this person? If you want to have kids, blah, 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 blah. All that good stuff, you know? And when you make mistakes, and sometimes some people, they don't leave these mistakes. And I got to thinking about this one day last week, like a month ago. I was like, you know, I'm driving down the road. I'm looking at the price of gas. I'm looking at everything that's going on. And I'm just like, geez, did I vote for the wrong fella? Should I own up to my mistake? Was this a mistake? Should I keep trying to ride this Joe Biden train? And I'm like, nah, I'm out. I made a mistake. I would like to change it up, you know? Because, you know, when I was voting, I'll give you a little insight. When I was voting, I was telling my wife, I was like, I think I'm going to vote for the Libertarian Party. Here in the United States, for most of you that might not live in the United States, we have a two-party system for the most part, Democrat and Republican. It's very antiquated, it's very old, it's very tiresome. Both parties suck, in my opinion. Both parties are no good. Most politicians, 90% of them, 95% of them are crooks, 95% of them are full of it. It's just, they don't have your best interests at heart. That's just my opinion, but it is what it is. And you know, Donald Trump, as far as TV watching, he's cool to watch on TV. The Apprentice was cool, but as far as being president, I thought, he may not be the best choice. So I went with Joe Biden, and I wasn't too keen on Joe Biden either, because, you know, he's been a politician for like 100 years, and most of the time, they're so, you know, most politicians are in it for the perks, for the benefits, for the kickbacks. I'm sure Joe Biden's the same way. I could take him, I could leave him, but now I'm looking at all the stuff that's going on, all the shenanigans, and I'm just like, man, this is a mistake. I should have definitely voted for the Libertarian. You know what I mean? And it's all right. You got sometimes you have to own up to your mistakes. And in business, when it comes to that, sometimes you have to know when to hold them, know when to fold them. It's like, you ever put money into a marketing campaign, and you have to understand your market. You have to study your market real good. If you're doing weight loss, you know, you're not gonna do an ad in the woodworking magazine. You know what I mean? Like, that would be a mistake, right? It's common sense, right? Yeah. You would do it in men's fitness. You would do a weight loss ad, maybe in a magazine with food, things of that nature. You would not go to woodworking. You might do it in a car magazine because people like to have pictures of sexy women, sexy guys in front of cars. So it might be a good time to say, hey, if you want to lose weight, you want to look good in front of this car, blah blah blah. The wrong place. You have to realize that. Don't try to, keep going and keep going. Take the loss and move on. Now there's some things, of course, I say, hey man, don't stop. Writing and all that kind of stuff, podcasting. Don't stop that. But if you're doing a Christian podcast, and you're advertising in, I wouldn't advertise in the strip club. You know what I mean? Like certain things that you just have to realize, hey, this is not gonna work. This might not work. And you move on from it. You make a mistake and you move on. Certain partnerships, you might try a partnership. I remember once when I was young, me and my brother, cousin of mine was like finalists. We wanted to do a lawnmower business. We could not agree on a price. And that day, within that, by lunchtime, I said, nah, I'm not getting any business with these fellas. This is too much. I've already got a headache, and we haven't even ate lunch yet. And I said, nah, I'm good. And so I realized that was a mistake. We talked about it the day before, and it sounded good. But then when we got to the actual planning and thinking it through, it's like, nah, this is a mistake. I'm good. And so you have to just figure these things out. You have to know when to move on, and own up to your mistake, and don't be like, hey man, it was gonna, I remember one time, my family, for some reason, I dated this girl a long, long time ago before I met my beautiful wife. I dated this girl. She was a pain in the tookish, And for some reason, my family thought that I was hung up on her. And I was like, I wasn't really hung up on her. I just, there's nobody else around. She was all right, She was a nice girl and all, but I knew she wasn't the one for me. And so I knew eventually this ship was gonna sink, but my family was like, "You're making a mistake. Don't be with her." It's like, I know this is no good. I'm very aware of that. So I'm gonna end this when I want to end it. And so be it. And it all worked out. You know what I mean? But you just have to know your market. You have to know your market. You have to know like where to advertise. And a lot of this stuff you can learn, A lot of stuff you have to just study it, And some things are not going to work. Some things are going to work. And, I'm not saying pull out immediately, but, let it get going, get some views, kick up some dust, and take it from there. And then once you realize, hey man, this ain't going to work, pull out, don't blow your whole budget. Don't blow a year's budget worth of marketing and you don't get any good results. You know what I mean? Give it a month. Don't give it a left time, but don't give it too much time. You know what I'm saying? You understand what I'm saying? So, ladies and gentlemen, own up to your mistakes. Think about it. Give yourself a pep talk. Tell yourself it'll be okay. Learn from it. Move on from it, and take it on the chin and keep it pushing. But ladies and gentlemen, I'm sorry about the way I sound. I got a little cold. I never realized baby has such strong germs, but they do. And here I am, a victim again of a cold. But ladies and gentlemen, we'll be back tomorrow with all new episode of Online Marketing Moves. But until then, my name is Tony Zano. Thank you for listening. And as always, everybody, peace.